There it is. There it is. Waiting on everybody to get on in here. Waiting on everybody to pop on through. How are you guys living? Hope you guys had a great week so far, and hope you're going to have a good weekend. Just tapping in, seeing what's going on the Twitter streets. What's good with y'all, man? I hope y'all had a productive week, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, D? What's going on, family? Everybody piling on in. People getting in the room heavy. What was going on with Twitter Space earlier? Twitter Space just kind of disappeared. So what was going on with that? There's a lot of changes being made over in the Twitter sphere. A lot of interesting things happening. A lot of journalists were getting banned, and then some of them got reinstated. There's a lot of stuff going on with the verified checks. There's a lot of things being shaken up at Twitter. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the angle is. And today, the Twitter spaces were temporarily banished. So I don't know what was going on with that. I'm like, I know they're not going to take away the Twitter spaces. That brings a lot of eyes and ears to the app. So I don't know. What's up, Nikki? I see you, dear. So I don't know what their angle is. It's a very interesting dynamic, but we're here. We're here. We're going to talk about stuff that we need to talk about and do what we do. One thing before I have some of the family tap in, I want to ask about HBCUs, stuff going on at the HBCUs. Should we continue to critique the HBCUs for some of the stuff that they do? We've been very critical of the HBCUs, especially what they did with Deion Sanders and how people were complaining that Deion didn't stay down at that HBCU, but they didn't take care of Deion the way they needed to take care of him. They were engaging in a lot of niggatry, and us pointing this stuff out is very pertinent because we have to keep it a buck. There's some plantation stuff happening at these HBCUs on the administrative level. Winston-Salem University, I think that's the school, Winston-Salem, there was a black girl who got arrested in class because a white Hispanic teacher sat there and called the police on the girl, talking about the girl was yelling and all of this stuff. And this white Hispanic teacher called the police on this black girl, and they gaffled her up on camera, handcuffed her, and dragged her out and arrested her. And the killing part is not just the white Hispanic teachers up at an HBCU calling the damn police on black kids. Could you imagine a black teacher at a predominantly Hispanic school calling the police on one of those kids, and what would happen? So the killing part, that's one part of the killing part of this white Hispanic teacher at an HBCU calling the damn police. And this sets a very bad precedent. Now, they can call the police on our black kids for any reason now. Even though this is a university, there's still a young girl. That's going to go on her record. So that's further setting the precedent. If you just talk too loud, and from what I understand, the teacher was yelling at the girl first. So the girl was just kind of reacting because technically she's an adult. So them calling the police on black students at universities now, what kind of precedent is this? But the killing part is this. The Negroes up at the university, the administrators, they were sitting up here co-signing the white Latino. They were sitting up here saying, yeah, the arrest was justified. So you have these Sambos up here, the admissions people, they're wheeling out all of the boule clowns who were at these HBCUs sitting here justifying this black girl getting hemmed up by the police because of a white Hispanic teacher. That's that boule class. See, family, now y'all see why we go so hard on the Rollins and all of these folks, though, that boule type, because they do little stuff like this. They act like buffers for the white supremacists, and they get these little positions, and they're not going to jeopardize their position for justice. And that's despicable. And we call them out on that. That's absolutely despicable that these HBCUs are sitting up here co-signing what happened to that black girl. And again, these HBCUs are full of these bug dancing boule buffoons who are running the administrative level of these universities. You dig? So we have to check these folks. And again, it's so important for us to have an economic base so that we just don't bug dance for money and sell our dignity for money because we have a lack thereof. This is why reparations are very important. By the way, guys, when is the next reparations task force here in California? Because I know they have some here. They've been having a lot of them up there in the Bay Area. Where my California people? When is the next reparations task force meeting? And speaking of that, did y'all see something at one of the task force meetings? Well, they had one of these cats from Twitter Space, and I'm not going to even name him. They had him they did an article on him because they said he was talking about if we don't get $800,000 each, there's going to be trouble or something like that. So they went and quoted this dude, and now that kind of puts a stain on a lot of us who are talking about reparations because now they're going to try to paint this as a bunch of damn violent radicals trying to get reparations when dudes are out here talking reckless. And the same dudes, these are the cats who be up in these Twitter spaces trolling. Family, let me say this. Y'all got to watch these troll spaces. Y'all got to watch being up in these damn troll spaces, just listening to niggatry and goofball nonsense. I'm talking to everybody in here. Y'all better listen up because a lot of y'all, I'm looking at the room. Some of you guys are very entertained by these goofy ass troll spaces. What happens is when you sitting up here with these Negroes babbling all of this plebiscite nonsense and talking dumb for hours on end, that looks like a cosign. When you sitting up listening to that gibberish and you're in the rooms with these cats, you know the alphabet folks are taking a little dossier of everybody who's in the room. They look at that as support. And when we're talking about serious topics, we got to stop having unserious, goofy people in the mix, and we got to stop being around these folks having serious dialogue with them. Yeah, just like a lot of those Secure the Clown dudes, they're having these failed pull-ups. But the thing is, at these failed pull-ups, the white media still captured one or two Negroes talking about what they gonna shoot this and shoot that. See, they love Negroes talking that nonsense so they can try to paint everybody radical. You dig? The dudes go out here and put their damn foot in their mouths. So this other dude up there in the Bay who stays in these Twitter spaces running his mouth talking dumb. He's one of these babbling Negroes that talk real dumb and talk real reckless in these spaces. He gets out here and they do an article on this fool talking dumb, talking reckless. And all of y'all who be in the room, because I don't be in the room with those Negroes, but all of you guys that be in the room cockeying and kikiing with clowns like that, that associates you with his rhetoric. So that makes it seem like, oh, this is a pack of rebels. These are a pack of rabble rousers. And you dig? You got to be strategic with this stuff. You got to be very strategic. You got to watch who you're around. That's very important, family. You got to start being around people who are productive. You got to stop being around babbling ass people who just talk reckless because they don't really have anything popping. It's a very dangerous thing, man. Who you hang around is a reflection of you to a certain degree, or to a major degree. You got to be careful about who you hanging around. You can't be hanging around these dusty babbling Negroes who just run in their mouths and ain't gonna do anything. And in the rooms just talking crazy. Some of you guys are bored and y'all get entertained by that nonsense. You better do something and get another hobby. Just on a psychic level, listening to nigger gibberish, that messes with your psyche. You dig? Because if you're listening to that, that means you're not doing anything productive. Let's keep it above. And that says a lot about you. You know, people were talking about the other day how a lot of these Twitter spaces, you have a lot of these trolls always mentioning me. Even on YouTube, you always got some plebiscite babbling troll mentioning me. And truth be told, again, I don't listen to none of that. I don't listen to none of that stuff. I really don't listen to them. I make a concerted effort to not listen to them just for the psychic reason, just from a psychic level. I don't give these guys the satisfaction of me listening to their gibberish. And number two, their gibberish is so below my radar and it's below my wavelength. I don't compute with that. I don't listen to babbling Negroes. I got too much pride in myself and I got too many other things to do. I do things that are constructive. When you do a lot of stuff, when you're a very busy person, you learn how to prioritize certain things and deprioritize other things very quickly. You cannot be successful, family, and I want y'all to listen. You cannot be successful gravitating towards unsuccessful people and endeavors. Do I need to say that again, like Umar be saying 3 times? You cannot be successful by hanging around unsuccessful people and endeavors. I'm going to say it again. You cannot be successful by being around unsuccessful people and unsuccessful endeavors. You can't. It's impossible being around unsuccessful people and their unsuccessful endeavors. That shit is going to rub off on you because you shouldn't be around them anyway. You know, white folks treat it like a train wreck factor. They come around and just look at it as a train wreck. Too many black folks get around these train wreck Negroes and you have a camaraderie with them. You understand? But again, I don't really trip on these dudes who make all of these crybaby videos about me because you know what? It's not personal. I want y'all to understand that. Learn how to process certain things and understand why people do certain things. You know, niggas babbling about me in rooms day in and day out. That's not personal. That's not even really about me. You know why? Because they be making up shit that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's why I don't get offended by it. 99% of the shit they say is some shit they just made up. None of it is about me. They be making up shit that don't even exist. It ain't about me whatsoever. But what it's about them. The problem is them. See, I represent success. I represent independence. I represent confidence. I represent completing things. And when you are that type of person and other people are not, who are supposed to be, they start looking at themselves funny style. That makes sense? We got to understand when you are a person who don't complete nothing, and we got to be very clear. And we give some life lessons here. There's a lot of you out there who's listening. A lot of you are not completing things you're supposed to complete. You're not doing things and following through. You're not following your dreams. You're not following your ambitions. You get one little snag, you go through one roadblock, and then you throw in the damn towel. We're gonna have some real talk tonight. Let's have some real talk tonight because I want all of you guys to be successful and have a successful mindset. The problem with you and many other people, you try to do something in good faith, and then the minute there's some oppositional energy out there, there's a roadblock, there's a snare, there's some adversity there. Man, niggas start throwing in the towel. Like, damn, I ain't know it was gonna be this hard, man. I'm just gonna sit back and chill. And when you do that, that messes with your self-esteem. That kills your self-esteem. Because you got to understand, man, anything you do that's successful, that shit ain't gonna be easy. Success is hard, nigga. A lot of people want to be successful because they think they're gonna just kick back and lay back and everything is just gonna be easy breezy. No, nigga. That's not how success works. When you become successful, you have to work harder. You got to get up off your ass earlier. When you become successful or when you do something successful, man, you got to grind even harder. Ain't no kicking back. See, a lot of people want to take that easy way out. That's why niggas get into to certain street elements, and you don't even understand the streets. That's why you get caught up. You think you want to go out here and hit a lick real quick, and then you're gonna post up and sit on a yacht and post on the gram. It don't work like that. That shit don't work like that. That's why a lot of people like to gravitate towards rappers. Rappers seem like they just lounge all day. They sit around smoking weed, lounging all day with women. That shit lasts for about a year. You understand? Let me break that down, and let me get back to the main thing I'm talking about. When you see your favorite rapper doing all of that shit, yeah, that shit lasts for about a year. When your record is hot, a rapper comes out, has a hot record, has a hot run. He's doing a lot of shows, probably getting 100K, 200K a show. So he's balling out for that year. That record ain't gonna be hot all the time, because a lot of these dudes understand. A lot of them are one hit wonders, or a couple of hit wonders, or they just have a real quick run, and then they start dwindling down. Then the shows start drying up. Then the cars start drying up. Then the women start drying up. You dig? And then things make a hard left turn for these dudes, and then you never hear from them again. Then all of a sudden, these niggas are rapping at Six Flags. They're doing performances at Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. So that paper done dried up, because they got that money and thought they were just going to sit back and lounge and lay up while the record label is up here grinding on that publishing and getting all the rest of their shit. They're not handling their business. See, the record labels love for niggas to be up here lounging and kicking back and smoking and drinking. They love that. They absolutely love it. So when these dudes start falling off, or when they start getting indicted for stuff, the record label's still going to make money. Look at the Young Thug situation and all these guys. These guys are still in prison. Gunna just got out, but Young Thug is still in prison. And, the label, they're still making money off those records, even more so. Remember Bobby Smurda. Bobby Smurda was basically a one hit wonder, and sold the publishing over there to Epic Records, and immediately went to jail for 7 years, and they're still making money off his record. You know? So the thing is, thinking that you're just going to be a perpetual kid where you just kind of lounge and play and still be successful, it doesn't work like that. You better be about your business. In the music industry, you better be about your business. And then every other endeavor, you better be about your business. And the problem is, a lot of people, you try something and it was harder than what you thought. You got to do more work. You can't be lounging. You got to be focused. And then you're like, well, damn it, let me just smoke a blunt. And you smoke that blunt, and then you smoke another blunt, and you smoke another blunt, and then your project is sitting up there getting dust on it. So you just abandon it altogether. So now you're resentful towards yourself. Your self-esteem is low. And then when you see another black person like myself up here knocking projects out left and right, all of a sudden you're trying to project your failure on the folks like me. Like, damn, that nigga in the movies making all that money. How you getting all that cash, Tariq? That goofball shit. Yeah, I'm getting all the cash, nigga, because I don't throw in the fucking towel. I don't sit up here smoking weed all day. I don't do weed. That ain't me. I don't sit up here drinking all day. I don't drink no liquor at all. People are shocked when I tell them that. You want to have a successful mindset? I'm telling you. I don't drink, don't smoke no damn weed. I ain't hanging out with a gang of dusty niggas. I ain't chasing hood rats. You dig? I ain't up at the strip joint. I'm focused on what needs to be focused on. When business needs to be handled, I'm going to handle business, and I'm going to follow through. I'm going to make myself follow through. If I start something, I am going to complete it. Good or bad. Sometimes I've completed projects that didn't pop off the way I wanted it to pop off, but I completed the shit and I learned from it. I said, okay, if this didn't pop off the way I needed to pop off, maybe I should have tweaked this, tweaked that, and did this a little better. You better understand, every project is not going to pop off. Your ass is supposed to learn from any project that didn't pop off the way you needed it to pop off. That's a life lesson you learn. You're gonna fail at some shit. Anything you do, a lot of times when you get out here in life, you're gonna fail. Some shit you're gonna fail at. The game is all about learning from your damn failures. A lot of niggas fail, and then you become bitch made and sit up and complain and whine and get mad at other niggas for doing shit that your bitch ass couldn't do. You dig? Let me talk to the black men out here, because we got to get this bitch nigga nonsense out here where niggas are sitting around here like little hens complaining about constructive men. Because what happens is unfortunately, a lot of dudes didn't have men around. So you take on the temperament of women, which is to sit around and basically gossip and kind of complain about certain things. That works for women, because women will say one thing and then they'll turn around and do something else. For example, you might see women who might say they don't like what I do. Let me tell you something. Them same women to be in my damn DMs, nigga. Do you understand me? My wife is over here looking at me funny when I'm saying that. Love you, dear. What I'm saying. Some of these women y'all see up here talking about, oh, that Tariq, I don't like him. Nigga, some of them women be in my goddamn DMs. Let me tell you something, nigga. If I threw their ass a Spirit airline plane ticket, they'd get flew the fuck out with bells on, nigga. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. But the thing is, with dudes, you can't do that, nigga. You can't be around gossiping and hinting around, and you ain't getting flued out. That makes you frustrated. You can't do what the women do. You dig? You can't get flued out. So you just sitting around mad and frustrated. Get that shit out your system. Get up off your ass and start grinding and working. Put the weed down and start producing and following through with what you're supposed to produce on. That's what we need. We don't need no more lounging, gossiping, babbling niggas. Babbling like biatches. We don't need that. We got enough of them. We need men out here making things happen, nigga. If you got a business idea, follow through with that shit. Good or bad, right or wrong. Yeah, you're gonna go through some adversities. That's part of the game. You learn from that. You dig? You learn from your adversities, because anything worth getting is worth going through the struggle. That's the thing that makes it good. And the thing is, sometimes when you see people who are doing things that are successful, it looks easy. It looks way easier than what it is. Like when I do these movies, it looks easy. Doing these movies, because basically you see the end product. You see a bunch of people on screen talking, and you see a lot of images and B-roll footage, and um, that my dogs are farting in here, and it smells horrible. Okay. Shit, they threw me off. Damn. What did they eat, sweetie? Shit. Did they eat some jerk chicken or some shit? Damn, that dog fart got spices in it. Damn. I kind of lost my train of thought with these stinking ass dogs here. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But I'm talking about God. Yes, you smell it too, right? Yeah. I'm talking about success. I'm talking about um, going through some adversities and then playing past that, because that's going to happen. Yeah. But sitting around whining about other men who are productive, nigga, nothing says more bitch made than that. Nothing can be more bitch made than that. Nothing. And we got to stop black men for thinking that's the way to go. Because what's happening is, if you're not productive, and if you don't complete what you're supposed to be completing, and if you don't handle your business the way you're supposed to handle your business, again, your self-image is going to be low. And then what happens is you're going to start mentally gravitating towards other people who ain't really doing shit like you. Because who else wants to be around a nigga who ain't doing shit except other niggas who ain't doing shit, right? Notice when you have a lot of unproductive niggas, they run in groups. Unproductive niggas run in groups. You don't have five unproductive, babbling, gossiping niggas and then one CEO boss nigga around them. You don't see that. You don't see that. All of them a bunch of goofy broke niggas hanging with each other. Women too. This goes for women too. Y'all hang around these dusty, musty hood rats who ain't got nothing going on, and then you wonder why your business endeavors ain't really popping off. Look around you. You got a bunch of bonnet wearing, crab legs, seasoning, smelling hood rats around you. And then you wonder why you ain't got nothing popping off. Look at your inner goddamn circle. Your inner circle is not popping. And that inner circle is a reflection of you. You see? When you start changing your mindset, look at some of the people that will gravitate towards you. It's people are magnets. We have energy that literally attracts and repels. When you are magnetized to a certain vibration, certain people just can't even get in your sphere. You understand? When you have a certain mindset, notice certain people don't even come your way, which is good. And when you have a certain mindset, you naturally gravitate and attract other people to you, even if you're not trying. Even if you're not trying, the energy you give off is going to attract like-minded energy, no matter where you are. Yeah, and that's positive or negative. If you have negative energy, you're going to attract weird, negative people around you. And then what happens is y'all have negative nigga support groups where y'all sit around and just be negative together. Because negativity loves company. They say misery loves company. The other way around that is negativity loves company too. Yeah. And there's a lot of people who are negative, a lot of people who are thrown in the towel. So there's always a whole pool of other people who will sit around and have a plebiscite babbling session with you of nothingness. But if you're a progressive person, sometimes we get bored and we just kind of want to entertain some of the bullshit. You have to temper that off. There's only so much you got to listen to as far as that. Like every blue moon, I might watch a World Star video. Every blue moon. I'm like, oh, damn, that's crazy. But watching a World Star video or watching World Star every day, no. There's a certain mindset that comes with that. If a person is sitting up watching World Star every day, there's a certain mindset that comes with that. And there's a certain negative view that you're going to have of other black people by sitting around watching that stuff. Me personally, I don't like watching videos of black people fighting each other. If somebody's defending themselves from a white supremacist, I'll watch that all day long. But black people just fighting each other, hood videos of us fighting, I've talked about that for years. I don't watch them. I do not watch that. What the fuck is the purpose of me watching some shit like that? What's the purpose? Because if you look at World Star, and I'm just using them as a temporary example, most of the people who watch World Star are white people. Most of the people who look at stuff like World Star, white people, because that reinforces the negative stereotypes that they already have about us. You see? So we got to be very cognizant and careful about the energy that we bring in and who we are hanging around and what things we're absorbing in our brains and our eyes and our ears. You dig? Let me get some people in here. The Twitter space is back, man. We're back. Let's get on. What's your name? Do I need Panamera? I can't pronounce your name, dear. Hop on, ma'am. Ma'am, Panmare, Panna. You want to get on? All right. You can turn your microphone on, ma'am. That would be great. Turn your microphone on. Okay. Now, y'all have to get y'all thing together if y'all get on here. Let's get Max in here. Let's get Max. Let's get Max in here.
How's it going, Tariq?
What's up, Max? How are you, bro?
Good. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. Dion didn't say 800,000. They misquoted him.
Okay, what did he say?
He said that he felt that reparations should be paid equaling the total of what housing costs in California.
Okay. Okay. Now that part about there's going to be trouble or something like that, he said that. That wasn't really a misquote. Y'all just saying he.
Yeah, so I haven't talked to him about that. But I was there the first day. I was the one that asked for 350,000, and then when they came out with that first article, they were the ones that put that 800,000 on him. But he never put that number out. He didn't even ask for that.
Right, but yeah, the problem wasn't the number. that whole thing of where it's going to be some trouble and all that. We don't say no shit like that, man. When we're trying to really get something popping, you give them that, they're going to run with some shit like that. He knows better than to say some stupid shit like that, man.
Yeah,
You know
Tariq,
what I'm saying? You feel me?
Absolutely, and I agree. But the bigger issue is when I was there, the next thing that they're going to be pushing on us is the eligibility based on residency. So they're going to start saying, "Hey, if you lived in California from 1930 until 1970, you're the one that's eligible for reparations." So everyone on that panel isn't for, as I'm sure you're aware, isn't for lineage based reparations. So we were
Right.
able to get that pass. Now, what they were saying, it was the Asian guy and the Jamaican guy that were trying to get them on the first day to okay and say, yes, let's determine what is that date period from 1940 to 1917, and only people that lived in California during that time will be eligible for reparations. That's what they're trying to pass now. Not
Yeah.
saying, oh, from 1865 up until the signing of the bill, that's who's eligible if you reside in California and you're a Black American.
Right. Right. When is the next meeting? The next thing.
I believe it should be like mid January. I'll double check on that, but I think they were saying like January 25th.
Okay. Are they gonna? Is it gonna be in the Bay or where's it gonna be?
They didn't confirm that yet.
Okay, okay. Because yeah, we got to really get on their case about that, about the eligibility, so they don't try to trick bag it up. Because that's what yeah, they are. They're definitely trying to trick bag it up with all of this other mumbo jumbo. And also, we got to be very precise about the language, so we don't go in there and just give them an alley oop or some bullshit where they can deflect and be like, "Oh my God, they're threatening us." You know what I'm saying? We got to focus
Well,
on the program.
yeah, and I do believe Camilla Moore came out and said that it's not going to be 350,000. She said the cap is going to be like 225 regardless.
Right. Right. So yeah, we got to make sure this eligibility thing is right and exact. So I definitely want to find out when the next one is, and so we can get up there and make it do what it do. But thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, Miss Panama. Are you ready, ma'am? If not, I'm gonna get you out of here. Okay, I'm gonna get her out because she's not ready. And let me get Mr. Sir Major in here. Sir Major, how are you, sir? Mr. Sir Major, where you at, brother?
Hey, brother Tariq, how you doing, man? Shout out to you.
Um, no doubt. What's going on with you,
Not much,
fam?
man. I just wanted to get your thoughts, man, on what's been happening on Twitter lately. There was a report that came out a few days ago, which you and I'm sure, already suspected, that Twitter has employed, just as most social media apps, a bunch of federal agents, such as the FBI, Secret Service, and other various law enforcement agencies. What are your thoughts on that? And then also, your thoughts on folks recently within the last 3 4 weeks popping up in FBA spaces, keeping up a lot of specific controversy, folks that we've never seen before. Your thoughts on that?
There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I saw that they're talking about. Yeah, there was some feds that were connected with the employment. They had some employees who were connected to the FBI. But truth be told, all of these social medias they hire like current or former people who worked in the FBI and all of these folks. You dig? A lot of them have worked in law enforcement. A lot of these people with these social media programs. Remember how Facebook really got popping? They were connected with some people. It was, and because I want to be right exact with the information, because I found out the government was trying to create a website where they would track everybody's information and keep tabs on everybody, but people saw it for what it was, and it got shut down. This was in the early 2000s, and what they did, they kind of revamped the whole thing and said, okay, we're going to do the same thing, but let's just make it like social media. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be a way for us to kind of connect with each other in college. They kind of made it seem innocent. And that's when Facebook popped off. They made it seem like, oh, these quirky college kids wanted to correspond with each other, and oh, they're just buddy buddy. This is so innocent, and oh, look, it was a grassroots thing. And truth be told, a lot of folks were saying that Facebook, the way it got started, wasn't really no grassroots thing. It was some other big powers behind it. And look at what Facebook does now. Facebook gets all of your information. Facebook gets all of your information. Not only do they get your information, they get all your relatives' information, your whereabouts, where you go, where you eat. Everything you do can be found on Facebook. That's why when something happens, when a crime happens, you see the person's Facebook page. You start looking at their Facebook timeline, their relatives, what they like to eat, their interests, what their favorite movies are. Facebook, that's why they call it Fedbook. There's a reason why they call it Fedbook. So the alphabet boys are really clicked in heavy with them. So I'm talking. Shout out to my brother Mikael. Um, get it right on this. Okay, what's up, Mikael? I gotta holler at you about that. Let me get some more folks in here. Oh yeah, and my brother Sir Major was talking about some of the stuff going on the Twitter Spaces. There's always beefing and stuff going on Twitter Space. A lot of it I don't keep up with, to be honest. To be honest, I really don't keep up with Twitter Space beefs. I hear this and that. I'm doing so much other shit, man. I just don't focus on it. A lot of that stuff will kind of work itself out because yeah, you're gonna have strange people. You're going to have people bickering with each other. You're going to have ops popping in and out. So we got to understand when we get in these spaces, what are the narratives that's being pushed, and we just got to keep an eye on people. All right, let's get Nook Nook. Let's get Nook Nook in here. What's up, Nook Nook? We get Nook Nook in here. What? I can hear you, man. What's
What's
going on
going
with
on,
you, brother?
King Flex? I'm just getting in here, but I there's a little bit of information I wanted to drop on you.
No
That
doubt.
I saw. It was a reparations thing popping off tomorrow. I got it right here. It says join this Sunday. Hold on one second. Join this Sunday, December 18th, 7 p.m. for the ninth California reparations listening session on 2022 and the first ever reparations listening session on Twitter Spaces right here. Tell your story, share your ideas, be heard. And that's tomorrow. So if you ain't know about that, I think you should really step on that. You dig?
Yeah, what group is sponsoring
It
that? Who's going to be
says the
hosting?
group that it says it is, it's a group. It says CJFC, hosted by the Commission Op Organization and Mobilizing Team at CJEC.
CJEC.
Yeah.
CJEC. I can look that up. CJEC. Because I want to see if is it an official organization? Let me
I
see.
don't know. I just want if it's popping off, I just want you to get in there and lay some game down. King
No,
Flex.
the CJEC. That's the
CJEC. It's an organization. They keep on.
okay. Coalition for a Just and Equitable California. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna see what's going on with that and see what that's about. But thank you so
All
much,
right, Flex.
fam.
Take care.
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna look into it. I don't. Yeah, the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California. Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't think they're like connected with the state. Yeah, I don't think they're connected with the state. I don't know. I don't know. That I don't know. So, and I'm not saying that to minimize whoever these people are. I don't know. I just don't know who they are exactly. Not to minimize them, but I just don't know who they are. But I'll look into it. Let me get some other people in here. Let's get Black Empowerment in here. What's up, Afro Elite? I see you down there, fam. What's up, Jade? I see you. What's up, Black Empowerment? You want to turn your microphone on, sir? All right. If you want to get on, it would be best if you spoke. Let's get Different in here. Let's get different in here while we wait on Black empowerment. Different. What's up, man?
Hey,
What's up, different?
hey, hey, Tariq, what's up?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
I just got huh? What happened?
Okay, hold on. Go ahead, different.
Yeah, it's just on here. Yeah, it's just on here to say that it's this guy named 24 Karat Gold. You spoke to him before. I don't know if you remember him, but he's a troll, like a
Okay, there's a lot
coon.
of trolls.
Yeah, so
I,
just throwing
I
it
don't
out
remember
there.
them.
Yeah, no,
Okay, all right, brother.
yes, sir. All right.
All right, brother. Put the weed down, brother. You sound very high tonight. Put that weed down. Okay. Black empowerment. Hop on.
What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
All right. I actually had my mic on accident, but I did have a question. I was wondering, what would you feel like about with a FBA fund, like a general fund that FBA just donate to on a regular basis that we could dip into whenever we needed to start businesses and different things like that?
Well, it needs to be more of a targeted fund because there's so many. I mean, just one general fund just for whatever, that's too vague. It has to be a
No.
target. There should be probably an FBA college fund, an FBA business fund, an FBA educational fund. So there's a million things that we can do. We can do something like that, but it just has to be a targeted thing to the specific endeavor. That would make more sense. But thank you so much for the call, brother. Yeah, the other caller, that brother was he was smoking some of that Reggie earlier. Let's get Saeed. Saeed, hop on, Saeed. What's up, Saeed?
What's good, brother? Wanted to say blessings to you, peace to the family. Shout out to
Yes,
the
sir.
museum, copped your book. And
Yes,
just
sir.
wanted to make a statement to all of the family, with that Cambridge thing going on and them changing the names of the sexes and all of that. Nearly Fuller stands correct with white supremacy. If you don't understand it, it will only confuse you. So I need my people, my family to sidestep the bullshit and stay on code. And I'm gonna land my plane.
There you go, man. Much respect.
Peace.
Much respect to you, brother. All right, let's get Mr. Engaging. Mr. Engaging in here. What's up, brother Ra? I see you down there, Ra. Mr. Engaging, hop on, bro. Mr. Engaging.
Hey, what's up, big brother Tariq? I got a question about that scholarship you were talking about because I work as an
Yeah,
educational counselor. When you gonna get that
okay.
popping so I can give it to these FBA students that are deserving of such an award?
Yeah, we're going to do that. And, we're thinking about because we're having the FBA Expo in May, and we've been having on our committee meetings trying to kind of flesh out how we can bring certain business owners and children up and kind of award them. So we're trying to figure and flesh all of that out now. So we're going to keep everybody
Yeah,
posted on.
can I give a suggestion, big brother? Because I'm in that arena.
Okay,
They
go
are
ahead.
got a lot of people that are like tethers that try to get into these scholarships and stuff like that. Like we need to
Yeah,
put the gate up on these clowns and make sure that our children get what the resources that they deserve and that they need to so they can be effective in our school system and be on our
yeah,
side and advocate for us when it matters most. So like that's the reason why I'm coming to you really about that because it's something that's really needed and I see that our students need it in the school
yes,
system and I get really
yeah,
annoyed like because they got all these other private scholarships for all these other demographics and niches and stuff like that, but they don't really have it for us like that. So I
that's
I,
true.
I just want to see something like that so I can promote it and give the students what they need out here.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's definitely going to happen. Thank you so much. It's definitely going to happen. We're going to do that. And we're going to do it unapologetically. And I don't want to hear none of that xenophobia bullshit because that we only get that thrown at us. All of these other groups, their scholarships and funds, they get all types of money for nothing, unearned benefits. Did y'all see the article of the Kenyan lady talking about our reparations? I tweeted it earlier. You know what? Let me see if I can put that in the jumbotron. Let me see if I can put that in the jumbotron real quick, guys. Yeah, this Kenyan woman. Let me put the whole article on there. Where is it? Da-da-da-da-da. Hold on, let me find it real quick while I'm talking. Yeah, this woman right here. What's her name? Wanjiru Najoya, whatever her name is. We'll put this in the jumbotron right here. So yeah, she was like, and I think was she working with Pew Research? I don't know, but she was like, yeah, 70% of Black Americans feel they deserve free money from the government for being Black. They feel it's fair to ask innocent white and Hispanic Americans to pay up for their historical grievances. Now, this is a Kenyan woman saying this bullshit. See, when it's us getting what we're supposed to get, it's, well, y'all just trying to get some free money. And her ass and others are the first ones to come over here and get free shit that they didn't deserve, that they didn't work for. They're first in line to come over here and get free money, unearned benefits. And then when we say, hey, let's close the spigot on that. There's too many people getting our tax dollars. We need to use our tax dollars on us. Oh, y'all niggas need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, leave these whites and Asians alone. Oh, leave these other people. These other people didn't do nothing. We get that. And this is why we are delineating and we're saying no. We are our own ethnic group because we've done this kumbaya thing, and there's too many people from these other ethnic groups, and they look like us, but they will undermine us. That's why when it comes to certain political things, when it comes to certain financial situations, we have to look out for ourselves and our lineage. And I'm so glad there's so many Black people who are foundational Black American are doing that unapologetically. We've lost that fear of trying to appease all these other groups because that has gotten us nowhere. Not to denigrate the brothers and sisters who are non-FBA, who are riders. I rock with you, and we still rock with you. But when it comes to us getting our tangible benefits, we're not going to let some of your tether cousins come in the mix and try to undermine us. That shit is over. That is all the way over. We've let that happen long enough. Whenever we try to get something going on, and we always get some weird funny style Negro coming in the mix talking about what we should get. And then we started looking around and asking questions. We started saying, hey man, whose man is this? Who is this nigga? Who is she? Who is the chick over there with the divestment wig? Who is she? Where does she come from? Who is this moist nigga over here with some jeans and some church shoes? Who is this dude talking about we shouldn't get reparations? Who is this guy? We started asking questions and start looking at backgrounds and start seeing some of these last names. Like, oh, these niggas ain't even qualified to get it. We started really looking into people's background, and I started telling people a long time ago, some of these people who are already always undermining us, these people are not even from our lineage. Every time we try to get some popping, we get some weirdo that don't nobody really know acting as some kind of spokesperson talking about what the hell we shouldn't get. And then when we start asking questions, because understanding FBA culture, usually part of our culture is just kind of knowing who's who. When somebody comes around, somebody can vouch for that person. That's a part of our culture. When somebody comes around, you say, hey, right here this is Tyrell. That's Keith's cousin. I used to date his grandma, that type of shit. Part of our culture is when somebody come around, somebody can vouch for them, right? Even at a family reunion or a friend function, somebody new come around. Hey, this is Christina. That's my cousin's aunt, baby mama's niece. You dig? Somebody let you know who this person was, where they came from, who they're connected to. Somebody would vouch for these people. Oh yeah, that dude over there. Yeah, that's Big Ricky. Yeah, that's Big Ricky. That's my nephew's uncle's third cousin, twice removed. Yeah, that's Big Ricky. He just got out of jail, but then he's staying at grandma's house right now. We can vouch for niggas. Now, the last decade or so, all these weirdos start popping up and acting as spokespersons, and nobody knows where they came from. With that whole D. Ray McKesson thing. To this day, don't nobody know what D. Ray McKesson's background is or where he came from. He just literally popped out of nowhere. All of these people started popping out of nowhere, literally, and they got boosted by the white media. That's another thing. They pop out of nowhere, and then the white media is sitting up here telling you, hey, follow this guy. Follow this guy. This guy is the business. Follow him. Follow her. Yeah. Hey, guys, if you're scared to get a shot, follow this woman right here named Kismikia. Follow her. Remember that when they were trying to get us to, when they were trying to credential that Kismikia woman? Remember that? They were like, yeah, she came up with a COVID, with a COVID vaccine. As a black woman, black girl magic, follow her. And everybody was looking around like, where's this chick from? Does anybody know her? Prior to this article by the white media, does anybody know her? Nobody knew who she was. And then when we started looking into her background, she had a whole bunch of bedwenchy tweets and a bunch of other tweets denigrating black people. She had a whole bunch of tweets that they tried to delete. We found all her old tweets. She was shitting on black people and praising Zaddy. Like, oh no, no, no. We ain't playing that game. Yeah. So yeah, we have this thing where we could co-sign each other. Somebody knew who a person was when they came around. Now you got a bunch of people, don't nobody know who they are. And then they come around speaking on issues that's pertinent to us in our lineage. Just like that what's that dude, that Puerto Rican dude's name at the reparation hearing, that national reparation hearing they did on TV? What was that dude's god damn, what was his name? I can't think. I'll be having brain farts. But yeah, he got up there talking about, yeah, we shouldn't get reparations, whoop de whoop. Then we did his background search, and this nigga's Puerto Rican. And he tried to be slick with changing his name. God, I cannot think of that dude's name, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'll catch it in a minute. Let's get Miss Susan in here. Miss Susan,
Good
hop on,
evening,
Miss
all.
Susan. Hey, Miss Susan.
How are you?
I'm good, dear. What's on your mind?
I really would like to speak on why in the world did Mr. Old President Biden give all those millions of dollars to the Africans the other day? What was the purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. So now, they're not giving money to us. So now they're giving money to Africa. So now, because basically, they were co-signing the African Union, and I'm looking more into what they were talking about. There was some stuff where I think they mentioned slavery. So they are basically going to start letting more people from the African diaspora come over here to actually undermine us. So they're going to start using that money to get more of a stronger foothold into some of those African nations, to get some of those resources and to get them on the coon train. So it's a very interesting dynamic that they got going on. They magically have money for everybody but us, which is very interesting. See, they don't have no problem with them giving some money over there to Africa. They don't have no money for. They don't have a problem with tax dollars going over there because they understand what it is. They understand that they're going to go over there and further colonize people. They understand the trick bag. See, with us, they only have a problem with giving us the money that we're supposed to get because they know we're going to get that money and do some empowering shit with it. They know. They understand that. See, they over there in Africa, that money, that's basically hush money and go along to get along money. They're not going to rock the boat for that $55 billion. That was, it was 55 billion from what I understand, right? So those black folks over there are not going to rock the boat. They're going to do whatever the U.S. government says. Like, here's this $55 billion. Let me go. Let me come over here and take control of this land area over here where all the manganese and all the diamonds are. Let us take control of some of these other oil wells that's over here. You did. Y'all niggas ain't doing nothing with it anyway. So yeah, we can come over here and refine some of this oil, and because there's oil all over Africa. So they're over there getting all of those resources. Coleman Hughes, that's his name. Thank you, Jade. Well, I could not think of that dude's name. His name was Coleman Hughes. Coleman Hughes. That's the guy's name. Was on the reparations task, not the task force, but that reparation thing with Danny Glover. Remember, Danny Glover was on there. They had just a hodgepodge of nonsense. I don't know why Danny Glover was on the reparation thing up there looking like Mister from The Color Purple. Well, I don't know what he was talking about. He don't even know what he was talking about. But it is what it is. All right, let me get a couple of more people in here because I ain't gonna be on too long. Let's get who's this? Choco Mongo Choco. Didn't I have you on the other day? Mongo Choco. Weren't you on the other day, man? Turn your microphone on, Choco Mongo. Choco Mongo, what's up? That name sounds familiar. All right, Choco. All right. Well, Choco Mongo, I'm getting you out of here. All right. Let's get Hustle, what's that? Hustle Gold in here. Hustle Gold. Come on, Hustle Gold. It's getting late, man. It's almost 12:30 midnight out here. Hustle Gold, where you at, man? And let me get Pizzazz. I get Pizzazz in here next. Pizzazz, what's up, Pizzazz? Good morning, fam. How are you,
I'm
sir?
good, black man. First of all, thank you for everything, man. I did order your package you sent out the other day, man. So good looking, brother.
Much respect, man. Much respect. We sent most of them out. I think we got about a few left, but shout out to everybody who got their packages. But what's on your mind, brother?
When you were speaking about the HBCUs earlier, man, I think you're right, man, because I was trying to like rock with it. I had my little lukewarm stuff about the Dion situation, but I'm just thinking, man, really it's a tether incubator at this point, man. I don't
Real
I
talk.
don't know of any people that's coming out of HBCUs that's straight repping like you rep and you didn't go to HBCU or none of that, but like just straight representing for Black Americans. And Winston Salem, that's where Stephen A. LaCoon ass graduated from. So
Lord,
I'm not
Lord.
surprised, my brother. And I'm gonna land my plane,
Wow.
man. Black God bless you.
Much respect. Oh Lord, that speaks volumes. Lord. Yeah. Why am I not shocked? If Stephen A. No, no wonder they're buck dancing up there. No wonder. Lord. But listen, fam. And let me say this. I thank everybody who got the Erotica package. For those who don't know, December 24th, which is next Saturday, next week, not tomorrow, but next week. Family, we're going to be celebrating the first foundational Black American holiday, the first foundational Black American themed holiday, our own holiday, Erotica. Erotica comes from the foundational Black American Tut language. It means arise. Okay? You can look at all of this stuff on the website. The December Christmas area, around this time, this was a very significant time for foundational Black Americans because this was a time that many of our ancestors would rise up. They would arise and get their freedom around this time of year. Harriet Tubman did several of her freedom rides during this season. This was because a lot of the slave owners were more laxed. The security was more lax on the plantations, and brothers and sisters would use the holiday season to plan their escape and get up off these plantations and get their freedom. And we're respecting our history and the ingenuity of our people to rise up against oppression during this season. And we're using the foundational Black American Tut language to describe the holiday, which is a Rutusese. This is our own culture. This culture is directly attached to our lineage. See, a lot of us couldn't down with Kwanzaa. Some people kind of got upset with me criticizing Kwanzaa, but I'm just telling the truth, man. Let me just keep it a buck. I'm not trying to throw Kwanzaa under the bus, but I'm just telling you how what the general consensus is. Generally, we really didn't connect with Kwanzaa. If you want to keep it a buck, you didn't see too many black folks celebrating Kwanzaa. You go to somebody's house, you don't see people with the emoji candles. You don't see that. There was there was always somewhat of a disconnect. We respected the blackness of it. But let's keep it a buck from a cultural standpoint. If you ask the average black person what all the days of Kwanzaa is, and have them name all the days, they couldn't name it. Neither can I. I can't name it. I know emoji, that's one. But most black people can't name all the days of Kwanzaa and all the names. And we know that. Let's keep it a buck. Nobody can name it. We just culturally, as foundational black Americans, we just were not that into it. We respected the blackness of it because it was an alternative to Christmas. So if it's black, hey, we'll give it a wink and a nod. Hey, we're with you. Happy Kwanzaa to you. But as far as the cultural connection to it, because most of it is African themed, they have a bunch of different African terms and Swahili terms and all of that stuff. And that's cool. Much respect to the blackness. But we've never connected with that because we've understood we're a separate ethnic group. We have our own customs and cultures here. And that's what we're doing. We're emphasizing and respecting our own cultures and our own byways of how to do things. And we're embracing that. And that's more empowering because it's a direct connection. Aretasese is a very empowering holiday because one, we created it on our own. You understand? Two, we're using our own language, our own foundational Black American Tut language that our Black brothers and sisters on those plantations used to learn how to read and to teach each other how to read. We use our ingenuity in order to survive. And three, it's something that ties into our lineage of freedom fighting. So we connect with it all day. You dig? And it's a positive thing. And that's the most important thing. It's a positive thing, and we created it. And that's empowering within itself when you start creating your own culture. Like Juneteenth, we created Juneteenth. You dig? And now Juneteenth is a recognized national holiday. See, we always got to understand how we start things on the grassroots and understand with Juneteenth. And here's the thing with Juneteenth, and we got to understand this. Notice right when Juneteenth was going mainstream, they immediately start trying to tie in this other stuff with it. You got to understand that. When Juneteenth finally started going real mainstream, all of a sudden, the Juneteenth colors started changing. They started the white people started adding all of these different colors, right? See, we're not gonna let them do that shit with Aretasase, all right? Just because the whole nature of Aretasase is anti colonialism, anti-white supremacy. The nature of Aretasase is anti-white supremacy. So culturally, we understand if they try to twist some of what the base of the holiday is about, that's going to nullify whoever tries to do that. You see, that's why we have to create certain things and we have to gatekeep it to a certain degree. Like with Juneteenth represents, freedom. Black people learning when slavery was over. Yeah, it represented freedom to a certain degree and being allowed your freedom by the dominant society. You see, it acknowledges when Black people were allowed to be free from the dominant society. So that way you can kind of tie in a kumbaya narrative like, hey, Juneteenth is for all of us because see, we kind white people freed you. So this is for all of us. So let us come on in and change some of the colors. I know y'all had red, black, and blue, but let's throw a little green in there and let's throw a little pink, right? Little pink won't hurt, right? So yeah, the Juneteenth colors start getting real funny style. Then all of a sudden, you look at the Juneteenth stuff and it's rainbow flags all over the place, right? And then all of a sudden, June, hell, since we're having all this fun in June, let's make June LGBT History Month, right? You see, they start trick bagging everything up. They start trick bagging everything up when we allow people to latch on their interpretation of our culture. So this is why it's important for us to gatekeep, and create the tenets of the culture and how we're going to celebrate it. We have to create that on our own, and that's what we're doing. So Rochester is going to be monumental. Remember, when next week we're going to be hashtagging the word of Rochester, signal boosting it, letting everybody know about it. Again, a part of my Rochester gift and part of the culture is to gift someone a book that's going to empower them. You gift your friends or loved ones or relatives a book, and you can get other gifts, but one thing you want to do is give them a book that's going to empower them. That's part of the culture. That's part of their Rochester culture, and we're going to keep that tradition up for the next few centuries, ladies and gentlemen. For more information on that, go to aruntasase.com. And anyway, let me get out of here, man. I think we had a decent conversation. Anyway, guys, you guys have